Okay, this is going to be a brief demo of how to use uh, the very nice feature in Dropbox to uh, do file requests to get uh, data from suppliers and to uniquely identify the suppliers because um, the feature in Dropbox allows you to do file requests to get um, files from different people, but um, giving them the same link, you still need to identify somehow that each one's response is unique. So here's um, a nice method of doing that. So let's say you have a list like this: supplier name, supplier ID, and a supplier password, and the password is unique to each um, supplier, and so is the ID, but the ID is not may not be that protected, whereas the password could be changed every so often to uniquely protect the security and make sure that everything is authentic and secure and um, that kind of stuff. So once this is done, um, a supplier who's sent a file request, then when they sign in, they would just basically go into, for example, an email um, that they got. Let's say a typical one. Um, let's say there's a request for an upload of a file. Let's a Class C file, 1752, for example. So the user would first of all make sure they're not signed into their Dropbox account because um, they have to enter uh, their name in a manner that their file can be identified. So they should not be logged into their Dropbox account, and then they do the choose file, and in this case, pick a file, for example, and go open. Then what Dropbox allows the user to do is enter a first name and a last name, and here's where each supplier, for example, this supplier would use their name um, like that, and then hyphenated with um, the supplier ID, um, like that. That would be their first name in this context, and then use the passcode in the second part of the name, and then they would just enter their uh, email, and that would be enough. And they upload it, and boom. So, what that does to the file, we'll see in a moment. So then, obviously, this person um, just logs out of this email, and let's just go into uh, Dropbox and see how that file request has been handled. Oops. Um, okay, there we go. So sign in, and what we see in the um, in the file request, basically, if you go to the file requests, you have the latest one that was submitted, uh, 123, and the passcode. So this uniquely identifies that this is, for this company and this password. So the passwords can be matched with the company uniquely. And so, the file is authentic. So if it's just a few file names, you can do it manually. But if you got thousands of suppliers, then you can do it algorithmically. So that ends this brief video, but that shows how you can use the nice feature of Dropbox, really. And the beautiful thing is there's so much memory. Usually for requests for data from suppliers, the amount of space that's available is there's so much. It's very easy to handle it and to be able to share data. So in that sense, this is really useful to be able to do this.